here's what I have in stored. Um, so I already showed Tom the video, and I'm gonna send Sky and Luana the video, and then you guys just watch the video. And the reason why we're doing it like this is because we don't want any copyright claims. Plus, if we did show this on stream, we would probably be banned.
Yep.
What kind of videos? The heck?
Yeah, it threw me off too. I
Yeah.
didn't fully see it correctly.
I
Uh,
don't
uh,
understand. I don't understand.
it's only 58 seconds.
Oh, can I watch it on my own, or did you guys even like watch it?
Yeah.
I watched it.
Okay, yeah. I watched it. Oh, okay, watching the video. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. You see why I'm saying that we can't show this on stream or else we'd be banned?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the topic is still good. So
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I
okay,
have another topic that this bleeds into, like dramatically. So,
okay.
Sky, have you watched the video yet?
No. Did you DM it to me?
Yes.
Alright. Sorry, didn't see that.
Okay,
You're
so
good.
for the people, yeah, so for the people who are watching, the topic is about whether we should let children be allowed into drag shows. And let me just pull up the definition for the definition of drag. Okay, so drag is a type of entertainment where people dress up and perform often in highly stylized ways, and it's usually men wearing women's clothing. But see with drag, I think. Wait. I'll let Sky finish the video
Mm-hmm.
before
No,
I
I've
say.
completed it.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
Yep.
the actual topic that I bring to the table today, isn't just this. It's actually just all LGBTQ and protecting children. That's what I'm
Okay.
bringing to the table since I we were underprepared.
It's
And
okay. I mean, this is our first episode.
yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
this being said, I have reached out to another entity who we all know, who's a staff member for Outlaws as well, but will remain nameless. And they have shared their values because they are a part of the LGBTQ and I'm gonna say
Uh-huh.
community, and they shared some insight to one of the topics that will bleed on after this one. So,
Okay.
uh, should children be allowed to go to drag shows? Uh, I would say
Okay.
depending upon the actual drag show, like etc. Yeah, and no, it is depending upon the actual show. The video that you guys have watched, I don't know if we'll be able to have that on YouTube. So if it is allowed, then this section right here gets paused and then the video gets inserted. So yeah, have fun. Um, but the staff member, when they watched the video, they said, and these are their exact words, I don't really know what to say about that. I have the same opinion as the blonde lady. If the parents want their kids to be there, let them. They should have done the research and saw what the drag queens did there. If they didn't mind, then let them go. If they did, then keep your children inside. I don't know much about drag queens or drag shows, so I won't be able to research, so my opinion might be too valid.
Yeah,
So,
so I have a general understanding of drag. But I mean, from what I've seen in those clips, it gets a little crazy sometimes, and I think parents should be responsible and do the research of what kind of content the drag queens do, because it was so you guys didn't see the video, but um this drag queen was flashing their genitals with children present. Am I correct?
Mm,
And I
To
if
be exact, the children were about 5 to 8 years old, and the drag queens were almost completely naked, or etc. Like some of them had um, massive chests that were uncovered, and they're basically walking around with anywhere from a 5-year-old to an 8-year-old. And then there was another one that was laying on a table slapping her junk and shit. So that's the video. That's what we're not gonna show because it's highly provocative.
yeah, so it's very provocative, and I really think it's very inappropriate for children, but um
It really depends on, I presume, the way the show goes. If it's like literally just people, well, walking around in drag, well, what's wrong with that? Some people might not like it, and I can find myself in that. But if it's like actual NSFW stuff, yeah, no, kids shouldn't be allowed to go to be at those.
yeah, and with these clips, they were clearly doing NSFW things, and I wouldn't want to expose my children to that because they're too young. And there's an argument that comes in like, well, you can't protect your children forever, but yes, you can't protect your children forever
Forever.
from seeing these types of content, because the internet
Yeah, they
is
will search it.
yeah, it's a cesspool for that. However, there are things you can control as a parent. You can choose not to bring them to such drag shows. And I don't have a problem with drag. I'm bisexual, LGBTQ, whatever. And uh, uh and there's nothing wrong with expressing your sexual orientation or your and that kind of stuff. But when you make it a little when you make it very sexual, that's where I have a problem.
Sorry, I just want to point something
Exactly,
out.
because at that point it just becomes well, very inappropriate for children to be at.
mhm.
I just noticed something, and I just want to point it out real fast. Tama,
Yes.
you have
Can
so
you hear
much
me?
fucking religious shit in your room.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Hello. I
Oh,
remember. I'm a
it's an
Catholic
aesthetic.
No,
here.
no, I know. I just find it funny because like we're all different here. So like I'm the guy with a fucking crossbow and AK, fucking massive knife right next to me.
And then
and
well, you guys can't see my room, but it's purple and it has a lot of cute things in it.
and then Thomas
Yeah.
is over here like complete, religious, and then we have Skye who is a part of the
Well, I
LGBT.
don't. Yeah, sadly,
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have a camera.
Yeah,
no, you're
just for
good.
Well,
better,
what does your room look like?
yeah, just for better context here. I'm more of a open-minded person here. I don't discriminate towards LGBT community. I'm pansexual here as well too. So I'm low key, kind of like never explain my sexuality in IRL.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and you don't have you don't have to if you're not comfortable with it. Like, I your sexuality is yours alone.
yeah,
Yeah.
so oftenly, just don't be intimidated thinking that, oh, I'm gonna be this type of Christian. No, I'm open-minded. I understand your situation. In fact, I've seen the situation.
Yeah, and the same goes for me, even though like I got guns and like 2 boxes of fucking thousands of rounds behind me. And
And I have stuffed animals on my bed.
yeah, I was diversity president in Job Corps as a federal student and a federal employee. And as diversity president, we would talk and vote upon everything to do with the facility to improvise new LGBTQ&A uh, events and all that jazz and shit for the entire center. And I would orchestrate it, plan it, get all the materials and everything needed for the event. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I just thought it was so fucking funny how like all this shit is just like so fucking random. Like you got like me looking like a redneck gun nut, and then Thomas look over here like, "You shall not fucking pass. This is a religious household." And then Luana's just like, "What? I'm CNA." And then Sky's like, "You know what? I like the topic. Fuck all of you."
Yeah, yep, yep. Pretty much.
So all right, sorry to derail everything. I just thought that was incredibly funny. And
No, that's pretty fair.
See, we're all different, and it's great that we just like come together and we're like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. You're cool.
yeah, so with my point of stance with these drag shows, the ones that we saw in the video where and it was highly provocative and basically like extreme nudity. You know,
Hmm.
like this is stuff if like you were walking down the street and you saw this, they would be arrested. You know,
Hmm.
See,
uh,
what? Yeah,
Um,
not only was it was provocative. Like I didn't really see a difference between a drag queen and a stripper at this point because they were walking like one, in the body language, what their actions they were doing is no different from being at a strip club, and children are not allowed in strip clubs.
so
Like
yeah.
it's basically it's pretty much the same thing. The lines have faded. It's that's how I see it.
So the staff member who will name nameless, who I was asking these questions to get their side of their appeal, um, they asked me what I thought about it, and I said if and keep in mind you remember the message where I read where they said that they believe that the kids should go if the parents agree upon it and the kids agree upon it, and if they don't, then stay at home or whatever. And they asked me what I thought, and I said if we are going to allow children to go to those kinds of events, we should allow children to go to strip clubs as well.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me
Hmm.
why, and I said, you can see the drag queen that was dressed in yellow, that was almost completely naked, literally almost completely naked, like literally the only clothing was in the areas that is not needed to cover the private parts. And in
Okay.
that little segment, there's like $1 bills hanging from their outfit.
Which is strip club culture.
Exactly. So if we were going
Hmm.
to allow children to go to that, we should allow them to go to strip clubs as well. Like if the strip club isn't serving alcohol, then it's exactly the same fucking shit. It is the same exact shit. Full nudity, etc. on both sides. Both
Yeah,
money exchanges, etc. Like, yeah. I
yeah.
don't
Okay.
See,
yeah.
it's like it's kind of part of the problem with with children in our society. They are being sexualized, and like with or they're sexualized, or they're put into like a high held podium or whatever, and they like show off and perform like what's it called? Oh, it's called pageants, yes.
Oh,
Beauty
yeah.
pageant.
And
Or
beauty pageants, or the maybe sometimes, yeah, in movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
And and with social media and stuff, like, that they're very exposed to like teenager things, adult things, and you want to be like, oh, and the kids are very impressionable, and they're like, oh, I want to be just like them because they're popular, and they look happy, and I think, they think it's normal. So another example of this is, when I was a little girl, and I would see my friends say, "Oh, that guy's so hot. He's so hot." But like this guy's 16, this guy is 30 or 20, like 30, and we're just like supposed to be okay with that because we see it all the time. All this all this romance, and we think, "Oh, I want that romance too with that guy." And I'm going off of a tangent here, but yeah, see how we expose our children to these things early on, and it can create problems. Oh my god.
So, so with this being said, uh, in France, there is you know how like in most of the European countries, uh, when it comes to breasts, they are not considered sexual at all. So like you go to a beach or a pool, you'll see a bunch of topless women, and it's just
Uh-huh.
entirely acceptable. Like it's not, you know,
Mhm.
sexualized at all.
That really depends on the actual country, though.
Yes,
In
like
most
France.
countries, that what you just said is not an actual thing. Yes, there are beaches with nudity, but in public pools, it won't be happening.
Eh, I mean, I
Oh,
never
okay.
been.
Yeah,
So
so there's like designated places to be nude, I guess, or yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, some places do have a different concept of ideals. Like, we think one thing, but over there it's quite a different thing of
yes.
ideas.
So the reason why I bring that up is because exposing children to sexual content, uh, in France, there you remember the meme where this little kid is riding his bike and he like shouts "ooh la la" and then crashes into a fucking wall, and the camera pans over to the left and it shows his bust with like a very provocative dressed woman on the entire side of the bus. Anyone remember that meme?
I have
No.
never seen the meme.
Look,
No.
That's pretty
there's so many
unique.
memes out there.
Well, I can find it. I'll find it.
Yeah, there's too many memes, and I'm always late to trends. Like these people were, with people in the Discord server, they're talking about some guy named Andrew Tate, and I'm like, who the fuck is Andrew Tate? And there's just all these memes, and I kind of
Okay.
found out who he is yesterday, and I still don't understand. Or people
Actually,
with
I can
what?
give you an answer. Andrew Tate. Basically, he's like the misogynistic ideal for males. Basically, so everything you can think misogynistic on a male is basically how he is.
What the?
Yes. So,
Oh, okay, okay.
It's not
Oh
only
yeah.
that. So Andrew Tate, he will actually say particular shit to make it so that people get upset about it or people
mhm,
support it or both.
mhm.
And at the same time, it makes it so it goes viral. And then it's not just him; it's also like 1,000 other content creators or spam channels that would look at that and mass produce it on his own section.
Yes. Yeah,
And
see, and that just makes him more famous, and I applaud him. That is a very good strategy if you have the balls to do it.
he's banned on
But it
Instagram.
does it does create problems. Like people are just it divides them so much. But with our from my perspective and Aries' perspective, I mean that guy's just trolling. He's doing it for content, but people take things too seriously.
Well, he also started a pyramid scheme and then
Oh
started.
yeah, the pyramid scheme. I learned about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
technically
I
an
messaged all of you the video I was in referencing of.
Okay, let me see.
All right, let me.
Freaking kid.
So you
Yeah,
see
I
what I'm
saw it.
saying? Like
Yeah.
different cultures, different perspectives. And no matter what, like every culture is going to have their own thing. Every society is going to have their own thing. Every community is going to have their own thing.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, is it still okay to expose sexual things to to children, even though it's different in many places. Like, but for me, I don't care. I don't
I
care if you're French, if you're whatever, if you're French or well or whatever. I still don't find it okay.
I don't
It's a
find it okay at all. And my thought process behind it is because like these kids, they are going to grow up and be like not even like actually grow up to like an adult
Like
age,
they're
but like be a minor.
desensitized.
No,
Yeah.
the opposite. They're going to be more attracted and they might do
Okay.
something that can ruin their life and someone else's at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. They like fall prey or they're more vulnerable
no,
to
more of like they are, hunting.
uh-huh.
Like exposing a child to that kind of behavior, same kind of shit with like Andrew Tate. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
I'm pronouncing his name wrong entirely, but
No, you're spelling it right. You're saying it right.
spelling it, I didn't know. Uh, but um, exposing children to this kind of stuff at an early on age, sure, yeah, sure, they're gonna figure it out on their own, but like exposing it to them, like going to a strip club, a drag show that's mimicking a strip club, uh, just basically softcore porn, shit like that. What that's going to do is make it so that they're going to actively be a lot more aggressive towards the sexual nature, and as they grow up, that will increase creating more problems, as in, assaulting people and shit like that. And that's how we fill our prisons. Like, we need to actually like sit here and like if we were to be able to write legislative laws for the country and shit, this is something we would need to like lock the fucking doors so no one can get out and just fucking write laws, figure this shit out, and actually make it so that the kids are properly fucking taught this shit in school and not just like become
So of
monsters.
like sex ed classes?
Yeah. But even
Although
I
yeah, but like even that doesn't even fucking work because the parents
no, it does
we,
not.
we don't want the kid to go to that and whatever. But like
Oh yes. Yeah,
yeah, or like
some parents are like that. I mean,
yeah,
what in my experience when we had sex ed classes in I think fifth the fifth or sixth grade, yeah, you'd have to make your parents sign permission slips
yeah.
saying that they you want to do that. But when you got into high school, a sex ed class was required.
But see, for me, my education was entirely fucking different. In elementary, we were fucking taught that shit. But in elementary, they were teaching us basic fucking hygiene. I'm not even joking. Fifth grade, they were teaching us how to brush our fucking teeth. Okay? And like in
Okay.
just like in a matter of like 2 hours, they just went over everything to do with hygiene, manners, and everything to do with the such. And then when it came to like middle school, intermediate, and high school, all of that shit was mandatory, and my parents did not agree upon that. So I never went into that, and then I was never taught that. And I was also the kid who never brought books to school. I would just bring a backpack full of snacks and soda and shit.
Interesting.
No joke.
Yeah,
Senior
it's
year, fucking 12th grade, had a backpack, two fucking 2 liters of soda, filled the rest with snacks. And teachers would pass out homework and shit. And keep in mind, the homework was like 3 times 3. So I would
mhm.
get it all done in fucking class. I'm just sitting there, fucking eating Twinkies, drinking a 2 liter, whatever. And then when like school's like over, I'm getting rushed by the teacher, and she's like screaming at me, like, "You fucking cheated!" And I'm like, "What? What?"
Well, yeah, our experiences are very different from
Yeah.
where we come from or all around the states. Uh, I mean, the USA as a whole has just a shit education system. So for me, I switched school districts. So when I was younger, I was able to get the sex ed class, but when I transferred to another district, they didn't have that, and I was like kind of scared for everybody. Like, y'all don't know, y'all don't even know. But it was a better district academically than the one I was in. It was apparently dog shit and ghetto. uh, yeah. So I come from Arizona, and I think we're like in the bottom 10 of the worst schools in the United States, and yeah, so I come from the suburbs, and I mean I think the education was fine. They could have pushed us harder, but I don't know what it's like in a small town. I don't know what it's like in Thomas Place, and or where Sky is. So yeah.
Yeah, mine is quite different than both of you together.
Oh yeah,
We didn't get
what was it?
ours is like it's a mix. I'm gonna be honest with you, a real mix, like from poor to medium to high.
But in
Like
every single
because I
grade, he was
think
taught how to shoot and dismantle an AK-47 in under 10 minutes.
Oh, I
hell,
want
I
to go to
wish,
that school.
I wish, but actually, I would. Ironically, the way I was raised and based on the schools I was gone to, sex ed was not even given to us until high school. Like, ironically, high school. And even then, it was just a 50-50, like, whether or not you want to attend it or not. So it's quite different over here, and people had to find it the hard way what sex means. So,
Oh shit.
Through tasers.
so you all, yeah. Ironically, there's a lot that was taught, but a lot of other stuff that wasn't taught. So, kind of wonder why Texas is a little messed up because there
Yeehaw.
is yeehaw, yeehaw.
So,
So
sorry, go.
pretty much, yeah, sex ed here, Dunzels. It's just high school. That's it. Hygiene, not really. That's
Yeah,
all
they
determined by parents.
yeah, they didn't teach us hygiene. Wait, actually no, they did. Oh, I remember now. It was just like this quick video, like how to shampoo your hair and clean yourself in the shower. I don't know. Guess kids
Yeah.
are smelly.
Hmm.
So, Sky,
I
what
find it, yeah. Ask your question. Sorry.
what was your opinion upon the video?
Um, about the yeah, it's. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It's like why would those kids already do that kind of stuff? That's like, come on, parents, come on, do your do your child better. Don't teach them that kind of stuff, or try to unteach it. I'm not sure how to explain.
Hmm.
Dutch moment.
Um, yeah, the video with
The little kid, you mean?
the drag shows where the children
Oh,
are
that.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. Basically because every single time that happens, either a kid gets an influence they shouldn't have getting at that age, or they are just straight up getting a nightmare from them. Because if I would be that age and I would just suddenly see that, I'd get nightmares from that kind of stuff. And I probably
So,
think some people can agree with me there.
so basically all of us are unanimous that it's not acceptable.
Correct.
Uh, for which one again?
The kids
The
basically
kid.
going to a strip club.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's not acceptable on that one. The one that was presented, no, it's not acceptable.
So, here's something I'm going to send to all of you. And it's three parts, so please bear with me. It's not a video, it's actually just pictures. Uh, I would
Okay.
say not to show this on your screen. And we can show it on YouTube, etc., but we need to block any of the names because it's Twitter shit. But some of these I actually did my own research and actually pulled them from Google. And this is
Oh,
where,
Oh no! I want. Oh my
Oh
god, my
no.
eyes! My eyes!
yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah. So for everyone who's listening right now, they're probably thinking
Help!
I'm sending them horrible shit, and you'd be correct. However, the horrible shit
Mhm.
I'm sending is not what you think. These are pride flags.
No,
These
no,
Oh,
are
so
no,
fucking
no.
flags that I am
no.
sending, but
Okay.
these
Okay.
flags are
Okay.
fake. They do not represent the community in any shape, way, or form. These are not a part of the LGBTQ&A community. However, they are trying to mimic and get in to the community. These
So they want to have their
flags,
own separate community, and they have these flags to represent them,
no, they
or are they
want.
stealing these LGBT
They're
flags
they're
and?
trying to get into the LGBTQ um,
Oh,
community.
Mhm.
They're making these flags, trying to get into the community and make it seem like the community is accepting and welcoming to them and all that.
Mhm.
These flags on the first one I sent has a dark blue line, a light blue line, yellow, white, yellow, a light pink, and then a dark pink. And from
okay.
from what I have seen and what I have done my own research on, that first flag with the blue lines, it is the attraction of little boys. The yellow lines are attraction to teens. The white
Yeah.
one,
Okay.
I forget.
Okay.
Pink one
All
is
right. I'm gonna butt in here for a second for our viewers. Since you don't know what we're looking at, what we're talking about, we're looking at flags for maps, which represent for maps, okay, like LGBTQ, but this is called maps. It stands for minor attracted persons. So these people are pedos,
Mhm.
okay. And we're looking at their flags because they're trying to mimic, and they're trying to mimic LGBTQ. Oh my god, okay, LGBTQ, and they're trying to get into it. So that's the
Mhm.
context. Okay, sorry.
no, you're good. So these flags on in the second picture, I haven't even counted what, 6, 12, so 14 flags. So they made these flags and they're basically ranging to literally every fucking thing. And when I saw this literally yesterday, I was like, I thought this was legit and actually a part of LGBTQ&A. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see the confusion here, which is misleading in many
Yeah,
bad ways.
because that third picture, you see how that person is tweeting their flag and like boasting about it and all that type of shit.
because they don't
Basically,
know.
publicly admitting, oh yes, I'm a pedo.
Okay, well, either they're proudly saying they're a pedo, or they just got their shit wrong, and it's really bad.
It can be both at the same time. We
And or
have,
both, but either way, it's all fucked up.
yes, it is. It is.
One of the viewers just scared the shit out of me.
Honestly, I don't know why this is a thing, honestly, and it makes sense. Just a little reference to anybody. The LGBT community, well, LGBT plus community does not accept these type of people. So just have that in your heads. Don't expect to say that they accept the maps. No, we all hate. Well, we don't accept. We kind of have a self hate towards map
I
too
hate
because we,
maps. Yeah,
yeah,
okay, I'm just saying, I hate maps. I hope you die in a fire, and I hope you
Yeah,
get castrated too.
please burn in freaking hell.
Great, I'm glad we can all agree on that, because if one of us did it, I would throw hands.
yeah. I'm throwing hands over whoever comes in front of me and says that. Honestly,
So this
like
being
I,
said,
it's sexist.
on when I saw this, I thought it was real. That's the scary thing, okay? Because like of these videos that we have seen where these children are able to go into these drag shows with full on fucking nudity and like stripper basic shit, and then seeing this shit, you basically think it's fucking real. So here's where the unnamed staff member comes into play. I
Oh
asked,
no.
I
It gets
sent,
worse.
I sent them those same pictures, and I asked them for their opinion, and the unnamed staff member replied, "They are not in our community, no matter how much they try and force themselves in."
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I thought this said staff member said, "Oh, it's fine."
No, they wouldn't be a staff member. But
Yeah.
staff member continued saying, "Well, my input is that maps don't belong in the LGBTQ community, and they never will, no matter how
Will
much they
be,
try
yeah.
and push their way into the community." That's basically all I would say, but I do have more in my mind, like how most of them are probably trolls trying to make us look bad and reinforcing the idea that homosexuals are groomers and pedos. And it is disgusting and disappointing. Most of us hate and are disgusted with pedos and would never allow them to be in our community, of fucking course. They will be occasionally a crazy person who is in our community who is like, yeah, come on in. But most of the normal census of people are like, no, what the fuck? Honestly, it's so stupid, and I don't like the fact that they keep trying to do this to us. But yeah, that's
Of
my thoughts.
course.
So that's what the unknown staff member said. So then I sent them the video, and
Does Samuel L. Jackson
yeah,
like anime?
Yes, I do. Hentai too.
Okay.
On
All right.
Honestly, maps are just the worst thing because they damage the LGBT plus community really bad. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the fear mongering over here, like in Texas, is that we hear this a lot. Well, I hear this a lot, that gay people are like pedophiles, like pedos. My bad, correction on that. Well, pedos in definition, and they should be eradicated with them. And they always add us to it, and it's not right because we're not that, and it's
And
wrong.
when you say eradicated, I think your religious side is coming out a little too much.
Well,
Smite them
yes,
all.
meaning that they should be killed.
That's
So
what your religious side is coming out.
yes, because I hear this, I know what it means. So it's like I don't like how maps are being pinned up with us, and I just wish people understood that LGBT plus community are just exactly the same type of people how like straight people are, sweet, nice, understanding. But that's just me. I don't know. Am I correct on this or am I saying things wrong?
No, you're completely right.
I don't think they should be killed. I think they should be locked in prison.
No, that's too good for them. They should be locked underground in a drippy cave.
Oh yeah, for
That's
the
probably
maps, yes.
enjoyable.
Yeah, maps.
So here's my thought process, right? On with the LGBTQ and A community, on I totally fucking understand where it looks like I shouldn't even have a fucking opinion upon this. And I do understand where if you look at me, you're looking at, a fucking like redneck, living in the middle of the fucking woods, dark fucking interior, all this shit, guns, crossbows, all this other shit, whatever. What I'm getting at is that when it comes to the community, on yes, I can see a fuckload of people who are just trying to ruin the reputation of the entire community. I can see that, those trolls, those assholes that are just trying to ruin the entire community for everyone.
Hmm.
However, I still see the same community doing it them fucking selves. Like not even trolling, like full on doing it themselves. Like that video that we watched of the drag queens that had those like 5 to 8 year olds in their drag shows where they are basically completely fucking naked, with like money hanging off of them and shit.
Hmm.
That that is ruining the community as a whole, because when someone pulls an event like this where they're trolling with those flags that do not represent the community in any shape, way, or form, but yet you see these kids at those kind of events, you kind of question the morality of everything now. So, where I stand, if kids are allowed to go to those kind of shows, kids should be allowed to go to strip clubs. And I don't think it should be allowed. I'm not advocating for it. I'm saying fucking make sure the strip clubs stay the way the fuck they are, but make the drag shows that do the same kind of provocative stuff as the strip club be held to the same fucking standards. And when it comes to this online trolling and shit, there should probably be an official website for the LGBTQ community where it shows all of the flags that are represented by their community that can only be controlled by admins, and actually divulge all the information that is needed. Not preaching, not going about it and fucking advocating for someone to change their entire life and their ways and their habits and anything and such. I mean purely informational. So then this way, if like someone in my stance who is basically living out in the middle of the woods and haven't been home in 4 days can like go on my phone and look up that website and like, oh, this is what that flag means, etc., and continue on my day. Not seeing like a fake flag like the ones I showed you where it's all representing the underage children and doing that fucking bullshit. I could instantly know by looking up on the website, seeing that that flag is not represented by the actual community, knowing that that is a fake and that they're probably
Yeah, but wouldn't that introduce some kind of um control in the community, if you get what I mean? It will add a way or a more kind of like it then it's gonna look like a Discord community because then you have admins controlling flags. You get what I mean?
no, not a Discord. I mean a website.
Yeah, yeah. I mean a website, but someone is
So like
controlling that website. That's what I mean.
think about it like this, right? As like a Discord community, like you said, you have a leader, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And for Outlaws, the leader is me. I'm the chief ego operator.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be a thing for the LGBTQ. You shouldn't have an
So
operator
what
slash
about
owner. That's
what about Black Lives Matter? They have a president. They actually have a committee.
yes, but that is something. Well, it's similar to LGBTQ, but I don't think that that should be linked to each other in this case
And what
because
about the police force? They have a higher up committee
yes, but
as well.
now you're comparing LGBTQ to a police force.
But what I'm
You get what I
getting
mean?
at
It.
is that these orchestrated events, just like Black Lives Matter, they do their protests just like the LGBT. They do their
Hmm.
protests. They're all scheduled events. They're all, sectioned, and all that. And I
Hmm.
mean, fuck, even churches have, heads of their church and districts and everything, just like OSHA. What I'm getting at
Hmm.
is that there should be like a website where they have like their committee, so like
Hmm.
where they have like appointed leaders, not just like one person is the head of everything. I mean, fuck it, you can have 10, 20, 40 fucking motherfuckers at the very top that are able to vote and do all this other shit upon, legislative material towards their
Hmm.
community. But the
Okay,
entire
okay.
community as a whole is
Uh-huh.
able to vote, put in their input, do everything and as such, just like a normal committee would do, or community. You can't call yourself a community if you are not organized. Otherwise, you just become a militia of a sort. You're
Wait,
not.
what community are we talking about? I had to step out and talk about business stuff. It was oh
So with the LGBTQ and A community, I think that there should be like a group of leaders, as like not just like a CEO or president or someone like that. I mean like a committee who basically are the head of state for the entire LGBT community, and they have this website where all the information about their entire sanction is about, just on the website and as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So then this
That
way,
would be nice.
yeah, but what this ultimately does is that um, you can actually do so much more shit with it, right? So think about it like this. If you have that community, you have it all sanctioned, you have all that stuff just set up, ready, website, you got your committee, all that. What ultimately happens is that, let's say you have particular events, right? You can have like a flag, a banner, or, a sign that says, sanctioned by LGBT community. So then this way, with that website, everyone knows exactly everything that's going on and about. So for like these flags that advocate for the wrong fucking reasons and actively are trying to ruin the LGBT community, on the website, they can have all the flags that they actually do have, like they represent, and put out a little, you know, announcement on the website saying these flags do not represent us in any shape, way, or form.
That would be nice. Um, I really like that.
So
But
that's what I
easier
mean.
said than done.
Not really. It's all a matter of, just working things out and actually becoming organized.
Yeah, but how are these millions of people going to elect people to make a committee? How do you get them organized?
Who's the head of figures? The people who orchestrate particular events for like the state, right? So like we got 50 states. If the LGBTQ community just like got together like how they normally do when they are orchestrating an event for like a protest or whatever, the person
Yep.
who
But
orchestrated it could be seen by the community, and the community could vote upon the person or not, just like how we vote for presidents or, like Twitch staff. It's kind of the same deal.
Hmm.
Like, it's an actual fucking process that can be done, and it will make it so that these problems will stop existing because
these problems are always going to exist, unfortunately.
yes, but if you
There's
take
always
preventive measures, we won't have these problems like those fucking flags. You'll probably still run into those drag show problems, but you won't run into those actual problems with the flags for pedophilia.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But tell me what your guys' thought on that is.
Well, I still stand on what I said. Easier said than done, because you have people in the LGBT community that that are radical and loose cannons. Like they fight hate with hate, and there are other people that don't do that. And like, how are you going to get them all together to? Oh, maybe you can get them all together to fight against one common enemy. Maps. Okay, okay,
Mhm.
I see it.
That's a first start. Honestly, if you're going against like putting a group together, you must have a personal reason and agenda, one goal. Because if you go without a goal, it kind of conflicts between each other. And you kind of want to determine like who wants to be the leader, who wants to be this, who wants to be that. But it needs to be taken like a whole group needs to agree to one thing and work together to see if they can succeed in that goal. To become
Yeah, and then they can work on other goals.
yes. And then from there it can determine who can be the leader or who sees as a leader role model or who can
Shouldn't
be
it?
part of a community.
Yeah, shouldn't it be more of a like a council instead of one person?
Yeah, it could. If
That,
it
But
works out
yeah,
right.
that's a
Good.
committee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that's actually
and
one.
then within that committee, not don't have a leader because then you will have complete like it's like completely fair. Then at that point, no one decides everything.
Yeah. It
Well,
actually would be easier because if you were to have one leader, you would be pinpointed because remember there are people out in the world willing to get rid of,
Yeah,
those type of people to get rid of the progress that they're working hard on. So if you have a community, you have more of an option to switch over who you're going to add in and whoever you lose.
exactly.
and that was one of the things I did mention where, there would be like a group of leaders,
Hmm.
but it's not just controlled by the group of leaders where you could have like the actual community vote upon certain shit, just like how we would vote for president, like the committee
Hmm.
could put together every material that they need for, a particular vote, and then the community goes in, looks at all the stuff, and then votes for what they want.
Hmm.
And I'm very. Oh, you just hit 50. You just hit the hour mark. Okay. So we're about to have mid rolls. But yeah,
What?
and every hour on Twitch there's a mid roll.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's something I'm honestly looking at. Like if we can orchestrate the LGBTQ community and get everyone like the heads of the figures of the community, then we can make it so that they have a leadership, which is the committee, and then they just orchestrate everything they need for the community, just like how Black Lives Matter works. It's the same shit. They have a community, but then they have a committee or a
Hmm.
council, whatever the fuck they call them. I don't really know. Words, English, it's hard. But that's ultimately what I'm getting at. So,
Yeah. And
yeah,
mm,
you're
it's a good idea. I do accept your idea because it actually gives more nuance to the idea of LGBT plus community. And maybe they can add in a few stuff on what to watch for, what to know, which community does what. So it can actually be an open part where people or parents can say, "Oh, okay, don't go to this. This is a little NSFW type of thing." And then if he says, "Oh, go to this because this one's child safely," like
yeah.
nothing too bad.
But it also opens up the door to a lot more things, as in like hosting an event. If the committee like orchestrated the event, they would have like a seal or something like that, like a logo that could be put onto the event, and then
Mhm.
it could also be put onto the website, with like a QR code or whatever. Even actually, no,
Mhm.
you probably don't want to do that because that's getting risky nowadays.
Oh
Because
yeah, that's true.
yeah. So I guess you could just have the website on it or whatever. Like there's a thousand ways to get around it and actually properly manufacture the event, and then having that uh, symbol, it could say like 18 plus, like whatever, or
Mhm.
for all ages, etc. for whatever particular event that they're doing. And then if someone were to break the rules, so like let's say it was supposed to be a child-friendly environment, and then someone came in and it's complete NSFW, like nudity type shit, then they could have their own
Mhm.
security force to bring the person out, or the entire community brings the person out, to protect the event. There's 1,000 different ways. And by doing that, they get to sanction more money. So then this way, the community isn't actually pouring in millions of dollars to basically block off fucking highways when the government could be paying for it then. I'm a businessman at heart. I don't look it, but I do it.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel that.
So that's one of the major things with it, like making it so that they can all be represented. Now, Sky, I know you are
Mm-hmm.
part of the community, but what not now that you understand where I'm coming from and how I'm actually trying to portray the information, what do you
Mm-hmm.
think about it?
Well, I think it might be a good idea if executed correctly.
Yeah, there's
That's
nothing wrong with organizing your community.
Yeah,
So
there's nothing wrong with it. You just explained it a little bit better. I couldn't completely understand it, but now, yes, it's a good idea.
Mhm.
So, to determine who'd be on the committee is a lot harder than said.
Yes.
Because you need to figure out where you want the voting to be. You need to figure out the candidates, how to apply to be a candidate, and
and
also
where are you gonna get the funding for this kind of community? Because
from the community.
in a perfect world, a community like this would be nonprofit, but the world isn't like that. I mean, there are LGBTQ charities. I think that would be a great place to start to make an organization. Make an actual organization, not just a movement.
Yep. And
Mhm.
that's
That is
why
the first way to start.
Black Lives Matters isn't just a movement. It's also just a giant ass fucking community that is actually represented by multiple different parties and houses and shit. Like, uh, it's quite insane on the amount of in depth that they went, and it's awesome. Like, don't even get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong. Yeah, sure, everyone disagrees with a lot of different things. I have my own disagreements with both of the communities, but I'm still in support of what they want to do. And as we have seen here today, though, with the child pornographilia, with the pedophile flags, and also the uh, drag shows that had 5 to 8 year olds in them, with these drag queens basically exposing themselves to minors. In any normal society, they would be arrested.
Well, nothing's normal, unfortunately. Quote unquote normal.
Yeah, but they would be arrested, no matter if it's a sanctioned event or not. There's video evidence of this. It would go to court. The person would be arrested, no matter what. But they don't get arrested because most of the cops that are probably in that area are probably either terrified for their fucking safety
Yeah.
or the backlash or etc. So like we are living in a day and age where we have a complete corruption of police, and at the same time we have police that want to do the good thing, do what's right, and they get death threats and all this other shit sent to them. Just like, I mean, like, fuck. How long have you guys known me and the amount of threats that have been thrown at me?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Just saying. So, the way to go about this logically is to go about it illogically because no one is really thinking with their heads. So, I mean, for fuck's sake, who has anyone ever heard or anyone has ever said to make LGBT community an actual community?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. So, anyone else have anything to add?
No. No, this was a good conversation. Glad we're doing this podcast thing.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just wish we were more prepared because we were 32 minutes late.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, and honest to God, I
It's
didn't think
okay.
you were gonna show, Luana. We actually, so if you didn't show, we would have had 2 people drop out.
Drop out.
Yeah, because I hit up one of my friends to join, but they had an emergency happen. So then I got Sky, and then you joined.
Yeah, I was glad. I'm glad I was able to make it because I really wanted to do this.
Mhm.
Yeah. So no one has. I mean, I guess we can open up the questions, or like, what do we want to do?
I don't know. This is fun. This is the pilot episode. We're getting everything.
Yeah, and we
There's no
already
structure.
fucking went over controversial entirely.
Yeah. Like, well, for the viewers out there, was it fun? Was it engaging? I thought it was fun and engaging.
Yes, it was.
So I would like these podcasts to happen regularly. And as of right now, they are scheduled every Sunday from what, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard, 4 p.m. Central Standard, and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard every Sunday.
All right. Yeah. I
I
I
what?
Pretty good.
I hope I hope I can I can make I really want to make it work. So um it was my first day on the job, and now I can have maybe my own little schedule where I come in early because I have to go there every Sunday and refill the meds and
Mm.
sign papers and stuff. So I need to come in earlier.
I
Now I
mean,
know.
we can change the schedule if you want.
I
Yeah.
know, and yeah. Cause like, guys, is there any other time that works? And y'all were like, nah.
Well, I mean, in case I'm house sitting, like what I'm doing now, I can't do the evenings because, like, I actually got to go there within the next 20 minutes because I
Hmm.
have 7 chickens and 2 dogs to take care of, and the dogs will kill the chickens, and they tried to kill a cat, the neighbor's cat, earlier today. So
Mm.
that's why I got to be there. The
That
dogs are
dog.
locked in the house, so it's entirely fine. But I need to let them out, use the restroom, do all that. And yes, I am sleeping there, so that's why I haven't been home for 4 fucking days. Like that's why I haven't been streaming. I'm sorry, guys. I love you, but get off my throat.
It's okay. Yeah, guys. Like, please understand, we're normal people. We don't make a living off of this. Or we try to, but life isn't perfect, and we gotta hustle.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, doing
And
freelance facility maintenance work and shit. Yeah,
yeah, I babysit, and I also worked at other facilities as a CNA.
Thomas smokes
But
crack outside of a Denny's.
Yeah.
and Sky sells feet pics.
Hey, don't expose my business, goddamn frick.
I mean, I already bought like 40 tablets. What?
Um,
But for real, like, um, I want to make these podcasts a regular thing. These will be uploaded on YouTube. I don't know if they will be completely raw or if we will edit it in any shape, way, or form. And I would hope that even the people who tune into the streams will tune into the YouTube videos, help the algorithm out a little bit, hit the like button, etc. Do shit like that.
Subscribe. Turn
Um,
notifications on.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, what else? I'm drawing a blank.
Well, we just gotta find the next topic. So we'll take your suggestions. So Envy the butt here, it said the economic state of America. Oh,
Yeah.
or
I
like
mean,
yeah.
I have a fuckload of topics, and actually, here I'll share a short one right now, just for a little shit and giggle. Okay. Blood rain. Anyone know what that is?
No.
No.
Nope.
So in like the Bible and all that, um, with blood rain, it's supposed to indicate the end of the world. It's supposed
Mhm.
to
I thought
indicate.
Tama would know what blood rain was.
It's supposed to
Oh yeah, I'm
indicate.
seeing it.
Yeah, it's supposed to indicate, the end of time, basically. With
Hmm.
this blood rain, um, it is a common occurrence across the globe. It happens everywhere. That has one particular plant based in it. There are red spores that are found in some of these locations, and these red spores they release this like pollen type shit, and it gets into the atmosphere, and then when there's a rain cloud, that water is basically dyed red to make it appear as blood. But
Mhm.
these spores, all they're doing is spreading themselves, so then this way they can just grow more. So everyone thinks that those red spores are, you know, not there. And when the red blood runs through the streets, it appears as blood, but it's just water with these spores mixed into it. So a lot of these things, I know a lot of random ass fucking shit like this, where you can go through the Bible and find so much just, you know, wrong.
Bible is so hard. It goes so hard. The blood rain slaps.
Yeah. But see, I'm not bashing on the Bible, I'm not bashing on the religions or anything as such. What I'm getting at is I like to know the science behind most of the things that are based upon these books. So,
Yeah, I mean, with like blood rain, sure, it can mean the end of the world, but there's always science behind things.
Yeah, there is science on this. I know. I looked on this too because I never heard the word blood rain, but until now I remember it now because you kind of reminded me. But I had a lot of religious people talk about this a lot, and they say it is one of the Revelations portion of the Bible, and they state that the end of the world, yes, is coming near. But in actuality, it's hard to explain that there is a science behind this that does not state the Bible under here.
I mean, there's a lot of things.
Even the little chip thing that people say, like through your arm, they say it's a sign of the devil coming in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no, it's just new science. People just wants to make things a little easier for a lot of people.
Here, can I blow your guys' mind?
Hmm.
Okay.
Blow my mind.
Okay, so check this out. And everyone knows like um the story with God, right? Where it's
Hmm.
like on the first day God created the planet Earth, right? Like
Hmm.
we're,
Mhm.
we're talking about that. And then on like the third day he created light. So he created the sun.
Yes.
So here's some questions. Why the fuck is he working in the dark? Second off, how can it be the first day and the second day before there's even a sun? Uh, why? How's
Okay,
that make
okay.
any sense?
I'm sure God, this almighty being, is not human, so he can see in the dark.
But yet, it doesn't matter if you can see in the dark. Why is it still day? Why is it day and night?
So what would we call it then? If it's not a day, since there's no sun. We
And
just
it's not
say, I
night.
think we say day so we can comprehend time.
Then wouldn't we just say within a
That
24 hours time cycle?
but the
Mm.
sun gives us the 24 hours cycle. Our position to the sun and the moon gives us the 24-hour cycle because other planets it's different. Their day and nights are different.
But yet on
The
this
time is
planet,
different.
there's regions where there's
Time
no night.
in a place of cosmic whatever, cosmic juice,
Energy,
cosmic
whatever you want
smoothie.
to call it.
There, like, time is different. Time is relevant. There, time is probably non-existent there. But as humans, we need time to organize, to keep track of things, and I think that's just the human way of God, the human understanding, the human way of how God created the world or our universe, our solar system, whatever. That's how I see it. So
That
yeah,
does
Aries, it's probably
somehow
not
make
a
some sense, yeah.
yeah, it's probably not a day. It's probably not a day. It is something that we cannot comprehend. I don't know. Oh, that was weird. My brain.
Yeah, but I was born into the Mormon religion, so, um, being doctored into all this stuff, um, I learned a lot of things, and as I grew up, I look back onto it, and I'm like, what the fuck? So
Well, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so like you know, God created the earth, he created the moon second day or whatever, and then on the third day he creates light. It's like there's no day. Not only that, uh, on the seventh day, Sunday, he took a break, right?
Hmm.
Why the fuck would you take a break on a halfway finished project? Have you ever heard of that? Like when someone is working on a project so fucking hard and they just decide to take a break? Usually you only
Yeah.
take a break when you fucked up on something, right?
Hmm.
Fucked up or frustrated or
Exactly. So
uh
then he
yeah.
took a break on the seventh day and then he continued. No one just takes a normal break, just like throughout, that shit. I mean, like, fuck it. When I was even messaging Tama about when you said you weren't going to be able to make it to the show today, I, when we were talking, he's like, should we just reschedule this to next week? I'm like, fuck no, let's just do it anyways.
Uh,
Like, why wait? Let's get this done. Let's get this started. Let's go. And that's the normal process. Like if you have something set in stone, you want to do something, you don't take breaks. You continue to do it. If you fuck up, you get frustrated. Yeah, sure, you might take a break, relax, do all that, but then
yeah,
you come back to it.
that's yours. Yeah, like
But God
that's
is
a good standard.
perfect.
That's not well,
He's the
who
Almighty.
said God was perfect? Only
He's
humans said
perfect.
that God's no, 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 no. God, who did God say himself he was perfect? No, it was the humans that said that he was perfect. I never said God was perfect. I don't like. I never thought about that. So I think it was just the humans.
I think sometimes I always think about God like, yes, people perceive him as perfect, but is he truly perfect? Does he really
Yeah,
No.
think differently
yeah.
about the world? Does he do things that we don't know he does? It always comes to mind, and you always think about his attitude too. Was he the nice and all person, or was he like an a hole? I have to be judging here. Lord God, please don't
Oh,
strike me.
and what if this like the day he took a break? What if it wasn't a day for him? What if it's like a second and he's still in the creation? He's still in the process of creating us or creating the world. Like it could be just a second right now. He's like taking a bathroom break or something. I don't know.
Even God, yeah, he can think of like maybe give myself a break. Let me think a little bit more what to add.
Yeah,
Like,
but we think it's been what millions of years, a year, whatever. But what if it's not? What if it's been like 10 minutes and he's making a sandwich or
I'm a
whatever
I'm
God
a fuck with
eats?
all of your time frames. Every single person who's going to hear exactly what the fuck I'm about to say next is insane. The amount of
mm,
Okay,
time
okay.
the amount of time that took us to make bronze swords and turn them into steel swords, okay? That time frame from
mhm.
bronze swords to steel swords is longer than the time it took us to go from steel swords to nuclear weapons.
Which is really cool because I think as we discover and learn more, we become more efficient.
Mhm.
and we discover more.
It's also slightly scary if you look at it. The fact how fast we are progressing at the moment. That's kind of we are currently creating like an actual uh like sun, a man-made sun. That is, if you look at it, it's well weird.
I mean, we also made black holes in Iceland
Mm-hmm.
or
Oh
Which
Greenland.
is,
yeah, that's
I think it's
that's
awesome. I don't
it
know.
is awesome, yes, but if you look at the progress rate we are progressing at, that like you gotta admit it, that's kind of scary.
And I think we're going. Yeah, sometimes I feel like we're going a little too fast.
So you are correct in how we are going too fast and how much we have progressed. And one of the major downsides of this is actually we have progressed so fast that the population rate has declined dramatically. Think about this.
Ah, the population collapse. Oh, I was looking at a podcast of that yesterday. Damn,
Uh,
guys, we
I
can go on forever.
I didn't even know that was on a podcast.
Okay, yeah. For those of you who don't know, yeah, it may seem like that. Yes, there is a shit ton of humans out there, but we're actually on a population decline,
oh
Well,
yeah, for
and
just
sure.
to
it's
be honest, it's not too bad at the moment because we are with too many humans on the planet,
yes,
so a
yeah.
little
So
less people is not bad.
as humanity as a whole, it's not that bad, but in places such as Japan, it's really bad. I think they declined in 600,000 people last year.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
when the normal way to actually measure it is how many adult diapers are being bought, sold, and used against how many baby diapers are being bought, sold, and used.
That's
So,
simple, really. Yeah.
yeah. So, with that kind of information, you're able to look at an entire population or an entire country's population and actually determine upon the age realms that are
Because
being
yeah,
performed. Uh,
yeah, we think about it. We are approaching a decline, and it's gonna get bad soon if people don't do anything about it. Because the last baby boom was after World War II, and that was how many years ago?
what is COVID?
Years. I
Huh?
COVID was a
I'm
contributor too.
I'm
So
making a joke. I'm making a joke.
COVID. Yeah, COVID was definitely a contributor to why the population is on a slow decline. But I mean, there are bigger. There's a bigger picture. Like we don't socialize as much.
Yeah. But
We don't socialize
also,
as much with because of technology or in the culture that we don't fucking need to have babies.
yeah.
yes, it the actually the years for the baby boomers was 19 years ago, from 1946 to 1964.
But with that being said, when people are calling people boomers, the full
Yeah.
terminology is baby boomers. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And like you
Yeah,
said,
what I mean by yeah, like what I mean by baby booming, like we haven't had a period where everyone's making babies.
True.
all right, give me 20 minutes. No.
We're not having it was well, it's not just that people are having babies, they're not having multiple babies. Well, yeah, it was a simple exercise that I learned in school, but like they made us stand up and like we were all like we made a family and shit. So first we just started with what like maybe like one kid per parent, and then but when you started adding siblings and then those siblings started having babies, then it gets big.
um,
Mm-hmm.
Then the
uh,
population grows.
Luana, have you talked to a counselor about that?
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure, something horrible happened there.
No, 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 no. Nothing bad. Nothing bad happened. It was just it was a stimulation. It was a it was a stimulation.
Make jokes.
I know.
But yeah, no,
Have
a lot of that information um, is being misconstrued and not even taught about. Um, so one major reason why I never liked the school system is because when I was in high school, in history class, I was taught Australia started World War II.
What?
Yep.
Can you elaborate?
So this head Nazi figure was in Australia, and some American had a handgun and killed the Nazi head figure officer dude. And basically, Germany started a war with Australia because Australia took credit for killing the officer.
Wasn't Australia on our side? Wait, wait. Whatever. Whatever, that's weird.
That's literally what I was
What-
fucking taught in high school.
You knew better than that.
Yeah. I called the teacher out on it, and you know what he told me to do?
What?
Hmm.
Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my class, you ignorant bitch. So I
That's
went to the counselor's office and I changed my schedule because I wanted 3 history classes after that. So I designed my school system so that I would have his class 3 periods in a row.
What? You can do that?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to do that.
The only
I was
reason why I
not
was
allowed.
able to do that is because I was able to complete all of my work so fucking fast that I have already, maxed out entire classes. So it was either I can take 2 extra classes or
Or leave early.
yeah. So I chose to take 2 extra classes and make it his class.
Wasabi.
Oh,
Yes.
Just so I could piss him off.
Oh damn.
Like, Luana, to go off your topic where you're having an incident in your school with your siblings making babies and shit.
listen. That's not what I fucking meant. I meant the siblings turn to adults, and then the siblings marry people from separate families, so there's no incest involved, and then they have babies, and then the population grows.
Welcome to Adam and Eve. No, for real. When you commit incest, you
Stop! But
no, this is an actual topic. I'm not even fucking around. Um, with incest, you get a lot of deformities, right?
Yeah,
yes.
based on genetics.
So how are we here today? Adam and Eve, right?
Makes
Just
you think
one
about that
male,
part.
one female, and yet if that actually happened, why are we not incredibly deformed?
It was obviously not just Adam and Eve. They're just the face of whatever. Cause like there had to be more than just Adam and Eve. And if we were going with the religion, let's play religion, right? There was Lilith in other forms of religion and text. There was another. Her name was Lilith, and she was the first wife of Adam. And like Lilith didn't want to be uh controlled by her husband or by God, so she fucked Satan or something. I don't know, or became his concubine. Oh, but yeah, pretty much.
I
So
think
they
so.
have,
Wasn't she cast away as well too?
yeah.
Because I remember that was part of it, and I think Adam came, or like Eve came out of the rib of Adam, if I remember specifically.
So Eve is a clone of Adam,
Yes,
pretty much. Yeah.
supposedly that's what I read, but I think other interpretations call by dust to dust, but it kind of can be a little slippery slope on that situation.
But see,
But
history is construed so fucking much that we don't even know which ones because in my quad, I have a totally
mhm,
different fucking story.
See, we can't just go off of one. This is why we can't go off of one story, or we say this is exactly how it happened, because if we want to play, the religious card, that there's so much that went into it, all this
mhm.
rich lore and history. It's not just Adam and Eve. It wasn't just Adam and Eve. There were more people that maybe we just don't know about. You know?
Yeah,
That comes into question. Did God have a playground for one area and then had another area? Like, you get me? Like the there was Adam and Eve. He decided to check on them, but didn't he make another side of the world that he chose to, you know, create on his own time, but never told Adam and Eve? Like it was just their own spot, their own area.
Yeah, their own little section of the garden.
Yes. So is it possible that God created multiple areas without our knowledge of it? And somehow things just went smooth after Adam and Eve, got kicked out. Wasn't there another same concept of that situation too in other areas?
Yeah, maybe he probably had another area in case Adam and Eve fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a backup
So
plan.
yeah,
So
so that's a possibility.
I'm sort of derailed. I just want to answer a statement in your chat, Tama. Because
Mhm.
somebody said you mean Austria. No,
Austria.
the history teacher flat out said Australia.
But he meant Australia in every shape, way, or form. He just wasn't confusing the name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he flat out said Australia. So then when I was
Yeah.
correcting him, he got incredibly, defensive and argumentative, and then kicked me out of his class and all this other shit. That's the whole premise of the story.
Uh
Mm,
huh.
makes
Because
sense.
it's fucking wrong entirely. Like
Mhm.
he's taking multiple different things and misconstruing all the information entirely as a whole.
Mhm.
It's basically saying like Iceland raided Australia. It just never happened yet.
Yeah.
True.
Teachers, gotta love them.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I just wanted to address that concern. So
No, it's all good. All right, Nightmare. That's a
so
loud scream.
so with all this information, a lot of all of that bullshit is just incredibly misconstrued entirely as a whole. So
Mm.
where Luana said that we need to not just look at one religion but take samples of every single one, I think that's how
Mhm.
sort of religions were formed. Because
Yeah, of
uh,
course. Yeah, 100%.
so one of the main things I have seen with religions, because I studied a lot of different religions, not out of curiosity but out of boredom. Uh,
Mhm.
I've had a lot of friends from Muslim countries, so I learned a lot about their fucking countries. And one thing I learned is I forget the fucking name. So it's this giant fucking cube.
Metatron's cube?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a cube. I
Okay.
think I remember that you go around.
Yeah, like 7 times. It's God's house.
Yeah, and there's a specific direction towards it.
Yes.
In
There.
Metatron. Oh, so Metatron's cube is a map to his house?
No, it is his house.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. We just have to.
And
Is it a map to his front door? Or what?
no, it's his house. It's just a giant cube, and they circled the cube. But there's a corner of it, and there is this like aluminum alloy around it, circling it, and there's this black, dark ass rock just slammed in the middle of it, and it's like not completely smooth.
Mhm.
And it's supposed to be worshipped and all that stuff, and you even kiss it and do shit like that. Um, it's a meteorite that landed in the desert and became worshipped about. And there are these ancient drawings of it, and it shows the aluminum alloy around it
Mhm.
in those drawings. It's insane. And the Knights Templar, they are involved in it as well. And they even went to other places. So like the Knights Templar, everyone that I have met that I have talked to about the Knights Templar, uh, basically has a bad rep for them, basically because they played Assassin's Creed, and they all think that the Knights Templar is just a malicious religious group type shit. When in reality, a lot of these motherfuckers were just transporting goods, like royal goods from, kings and, the Pope and all that shit, where they protect and transport these religious artifacts, and they just became this giant religious militia, basically. And they made this giant ass fucking temple, and
Huh?
they reconstructed Jerusalem, whatever, fuck it.
Jerusalem,
Jewish.
Jerusalem,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jerusalem,
yeah.
Jerusalem,
They
Jerusalem.
they
Jerusalem.
they recreated the monuments, the churches, the temples, etc. They recreated them, and these temples and churches and shit, they are fortresses. They are dug straight down in bedrock. Like, we're talking 100 feet deep, just straight bedrock. And they, like, as they built them, they just dug down. There was no scaffolding, there was none of that shit. They just dug straight the fuck down. And as they were carving this hole, they built a building in the middle of the hole. And as they built the building, they didn't use tools to build it, they carved it.
Hmm.
These temples, we've only found 6 of them. We don't know where the 7th one is. But this being said, in one of them, we found this giant, like, bed shaped thing, like a giant ass table. And it's in, like, this cathedral, basically. The thing about this is that the people who were studying that landmark, uh, what's the golden sarcophagus thing that's supposed to house, like, something to do with God? I forgot.
Sarcophagus? You mean like the chalice? Or
No, it's a
the
it's a giant, like, chest, like a golden chest.
giant?
I think it has like a
Oh,
dragon on the
I think,
hooks.
well, I don't know if you mean this, the Ciborium, or no, not the Ciborium, the probably my concept is different than the other. So I don't think this one holds.
Either way, it's a giant ass fucking golden chest that's, a relic, an ancient artifact that no one has ever been able to find. And the thing about it is that we believe it's in the 7th temple that we have not even found.
Hmm.
And with this being said, on the Knights Templar built the fucking temples, and the reason why is because there's so many fucking artifacts that are within it. Like, as they carved into the bedrock, they made statues, and the statues held the cross of the Knights Templar. But you want to know
Hmm.
what's even more fucking interesting about this?
Hmm.
Take a guess on where this is.
Where? Oh, okay, let me guess. Um, it's in, it's in my house.
No, no.
Cause it's
So,
at my house.
um, they actually crossed the Great Atlantic Ocean. It's not in the
Nice.
United States. It's like an island, close to Cuba or something like that, or just in South America. It's in that bottom region while we are in North America. So
Hmm.
that entire construct and shit there, that is fucking insane. That the Knights Templar was able to cross the Atlantic Ocean before Christopher Columbus or before, you know, the fucking Spanish Inquisition and shit. Like, it's fucking insane that they were able to just cross. And they built all these, like, fucking 7 temples, or the 6 that we know about. We know there should be 7, but there's 6 that we found. and they built it within what 30 fucking years and just completely out of bedrock, like not using any kind of explosives or any actual tools or anything as such. It's insane. It is fully fucking insane the amount of work. If you've seen these, like I can probably find pictures and all this other shit and send them to you, but it's insane. And these churches, they're 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 underground. They're just fully carved into the bedrock. Like imagine you have this giant fucking flat ass valley, right? Which they were not on. They were building it in mountains and shit. But let's say you have a flat valley, right? And you dug a hole straight the fuck down. You have a giant hole. Now imagine you dug this giant hole, but as you dug down, you purposely left material in the middle because that's your building. And as they dug down, they carved the building to what the fuck they wanted it to be. That's insane. They did that. We believe 7 times. And it's all based from the temples and cathedrals from Jerusalem. It's insane. And we believe the 7th temple holds that giant I forget the name of it. I want to call it a chest. It's a giant golden chest. It's a highly refound religious object that's been talked about through, and I want to say the discovery of religion. Like, it's
So that's, you could basically consider it the apple of Eden.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Yeah.
Oh, like Eve's Garden.
I think it's been in Indiana Jones. I don't. Is it the chest that they open and then like all the souls just come out, and if you have
Pandora's box? No.
I don't even know the name of it. Yeah, I know what you mean. Now I remember what you mean.
Yeah, like it
It's not
has
Pandora's
two.
box? Oh.
It has. I don't know. It has 2 golden arches on the left and right of the top of the box, and it like concaves over, and it's like some kind of animal. Fuck. I don't know why I'm spacing on the fucking name.
They call it the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
That's like basically, I remember that held the 10 Commandments of the Bible.
So I was wrong about Indiana Jones.
No, you're right about the Indiana Jones. I just Googled it up right now, and that's what it told me.
Wait, I was right?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Sweet.
I just Googled it up. Let me see what the actual Ark of the Covenant, because it says the 10 Commandments. I don't know if that holds that.
I don't know. All I can say is it's fucking insane on the amount of work and shit. Because like, just imagine the Knights Templar coming over to the. How the fuck did? Okay, we were talking about LGBTQ.
Yeah,
Now
we
we're
just strayed way down. Just
we're just going down the rabbit hole. I think we should call it. So maybe we can save this for next week.
Hey, welcome to Podcasts with Fairies. Welcome to Outlawz. Join the Discord.
FBI, open up!
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stop here. But this is fun. We'll definitely do this again.
Yeah.
Hopefully every Sunday. We will get new topics. You can give us some suggestions. We'll definitely take it to heart. And thank you for listening.
Yep. Every Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. If you can't do the math, don't do it.
Just
Wait, I meant math. I meant
math. My God, stop it! Not the freaking siblings. I already told you. That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I'm not good at talking. I'm not good at English. Don't give me that emote. Ah!
You gotta love
But
Nightmare.
meth? Should we talk about meth? Yeah, we'll talk about meth. Maybe one day.
Maybe. Yeah,
Wait,
maybe.
are we starting a new business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just see me in the background. Let's go.
You just see fucking Jesse Pinkman walk in. We need to start cooking.
we can make we can make meth and have religious undertones with it. Since we were talking about religion so much, it's an aesthetic, okay?
Just the crystals or crosses and shit.
Yeah.
We can name it the Holy Spirit powder. No, not really. I joke around, people. Please don't.
Outlawz Meth Inc. The fuck, Nightmare. All right. Well,
Yeah,
I do believe this is
yeah.
a good time to call it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, guys. See you next week. Thank you for listening.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
Or
Yeah.
walking.
We still need to figure out
All
what
right.
platforms to put this on.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, stay tuned.
Stay tuned,
Have a good one.
everyone.
All right, bye.
Peace.
She was never seen again.
She disappeared into well,
Narnia.
ooh, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go to bed because it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to you guys later and enjoy.
Sleep.
Good
All
night.
good.
Sleep well.
Thank you for
Thank you.
stopping by.
Of course, of course.
Man, what happened here?
Mhm.
Sorry, just checking logs.
Yeah, I'm checking the logs here. Nightmare. Cube is a Transformer movie. Nah. Cube like in Transformer movie.
Yeah, you know the thing that basically makes the power for all of them, and it gets put into Optimus Prime's chest and shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's what he's referring to.
that makes sense. It's been years since I haven't seen it.
I haven't even seen it. I'm joking. I'm joking. Joking. All right, I'm gonna do
They
my
say
outro then.
blast. All right, I'll do mine as well.
All right. Hey, look, everyone who tuned in during or after the fact, it really does mean a lot. I'm sorry I haven't been streaming as much. I'm currently house sitting, so I have to take care of 7 chickens, 2 dogs, and other shit. I'm doing freelance facility maintenance there, changing out all the outlets. I'm just doing crazy shit. Okay. So, sorry. I should be back. Probably around this weekend. It's about like, wait. What the fuck is today? Sunday? Yeah? Yeah, Sunday. Why the fuck is my phone not even charging? You're supposed to be charging the entire time. My whatever. My phone's almost dead. Um yeah, so September 2nd is when the homeowner should be back, so it I should be back before the next weekend. Uh thank you to everyone who tuned in during or after the fact. It really does mean a lot. Please, everyone, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So please have a good one. And peace.